Simple. If you have, if you don't, that's fine. Just say your name. Okay, so I guess I'll start. So my name is Uma, and actually, just yesterday we said farewell to one devotee who was visiting Tampa for a few weeks, and it was really simple. There were just 5 or 6 of us, but I don't know how the discussion started, but he started telling us this amazing pastimes of different deities. There are 7 different deities, specific deities in India, and that go back many generations to our that were worshipped by some really amazing personalities many generations back. So he started sharing the story, and it went on and on. It was a really beautiful story. He told us all these amazing things. So I really appreciated last night in the evening. It was very sweet, and then obviously it was sad because he left now. He's gone. But it was a nice association that we had. So I think that was like the highlight of my week. Which way do we want to go? That way. Okay. No, she said first. You have to go next. Okay, shoot.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, what's your name? She didn't do anything. Really?
Oh.
Strange.
Huh? Strange. Okay, that's very nice. So that's something to say. Okay. Come up to you.
My name is Sandhya. Special thing is we are doing a chanting session in the morning because some reason Prabhu was out of the country. So, and again 5 o'clock we get up and do chanting with Prabhu ji. So,
That's good.
it's a good thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
My name is Sumam Reddy. Best part of the week is that I just came from India.
Oh, wow. Okay. Welcome. When did you arrive?
On 12th evening, morning.
Today 17.
Monday.
Oh,
Monday.
Oh, okay. Welcome. Very nice to have you here.
USF, MS, MIS.
Masters
Oh, you're
in-
going to USF. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, she's the one I was telling you, right? The Wednesday classes.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk. That's very nice. Welcome to America. Okay.
Naushia. I came from Lake Wales, which is southeast of Lakeland, and the best part of my week is today's Satsang. Before that it was very frustrating, but now I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming all the way. It's good.
Hare Krishna everyone, this is Karthik. There are several best parts over the last week, I believe, for me.
Wow, you're so fortunate.
Well, I mean, most of it is tied back to some kind of service that I'm associated with. And I don't know, I'm just thinking.
Let's pick one.
So this, okay, even for me, I think as Sandhya Mataji said, like I again started attending the 5 o'clock morning sessions
Haribol.
Wow, Haribol.
with
That's really good.
Prem Sindhu Prabhu, but most of the time I kind of keep my phone and microphone like on mute, and because I had to do my regular stuff to prepare myself for the morning. So I've been hearing Prabhuji's lectures again.
But you spend some time doing the chanting, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
That's
checking.
the
No, I'm
first
kidding.
1.5 hour it goes for that. And
Oh, okay.
2
Right.
hours.
then, yeah.
That's really nice.
So
That's definitely
Yeah.
a good thing.
I've taken a commitment beginning this week about the number of rounds. So that's the best part.
That's really good. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Suresh, and since long time I was thinking to read the Bhagavad Purana, and I've been postponing. It's almost 1.5 to 2 years. So finally this week I started reading.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
calculating how many verses should I read one day to finish.
It'll take a
But
while.
it's not going to be quick. So
No.
I started
Oh, that's really nice.
reading 3-4 verses a day.
Okay.
It's very nice. It gives Bhagavad Gita, if there is one verse which is saying something, in Bhagavatam, it gives more details, like elaborate details why that verse. So I was reading about, one more. Not going to take it, but
Yeah,
I
you'll never
started.
stop talking then. No, thank you. Thank you for Jai.
I am Sadananda Mukti, came from India
Yeah. Very nice.
for a few months to stay here. Been 1 month working there.
Oh, okay, okay. We've been a month then.
Generally we assist our doctor.
That's nice. Thank you very much.
Krishna, my name is Sudevi. My favorite part of the week is coming to Satsang. And yesterday it was very special with Avatari stuff. He was talking about a lot of fascinating pastimes and the 6 Goswamis, and I wish I could remember all the names and everything.
Okay, thank you. Mataji.
Last one, just one last
Oh, you can tell your name.
My name is Kumari.
Shiv Kumar. Thank you, Mataji. Okay.
Rohan.
Okay, Rohan.
My name is Rohan.
Anything exciting happened last week? Anything you remember?
I went
Anything?
to Honeymoon Island.
wow.
Oh, okay.
Where is that?
What is that? Where is it? I don't know anything about it.
Is it Sanibel Island?
Honeymoon Island.
Oh.
Somewhere in clear water, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, what did you do there? Is it a beach thing? I
So
don't
it's
know
a
what it
beach.
is. Oh,
It's a
okay.
beach.
I don't even know what it
It's
is.
a beach. and
Ah, that's cool.
Where is the sister? We need to get her, okay?
That's good.
How
Okay.
was the island experience? Was it good? It was
Okay, thank you. Okay.
My name is Shrikar. The most exciting thing this week is
Teacher.
I don't have anything.
Teacher.
But yeah, we got our school teachers name. So I'm excited.
Okay, fine. Are you gonna be nice to her?
He hasn't decided
Try.
yet.
Okay, that's good.
Every year a different flavor, right?
Yeah, you see the unicorn. Okay. Oh wait, my mom. Okay, fine. Sorry, I was forgetting.
okay.
You can go.
Hare Krishna, Shri Devidasi. And yes, Uma and Sudevi.
You can't say the same thing.
Say
Say something else.
It was really good.
Okay, fine.
It was really
That was the
nice.
best. Yeah,
It was great.
it's okay.
Okay.
They can tell their version. I mean,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessary.
Yeah, that was the best. Although, I mean, I've been to Vrindavan before and I've heard about these before, but yesterday, hearing from Krishnapari Prabhu these stories again, it was really enlightening and
Fascinating.
yeah, it was very amazing to hear from him. And I was mainly wondering how does he remember all these
Yeah,
names?
he was just going on and on and on. Every detail. You remember the father of the like,
Father,
you know, all the like,
father.
so the
Yeah.
family tree.
Who
You
is,
remember that?
who's guru and who is coming from?
Disciple who did
Who is the
this.
disciple and you know
The temples, yeah.
and the temples and the deities' names and where the deities have been moved to and how did the deities come out and where did it start. It was just really wonderful and it was like, you know, I was feeling I'm just that I should go and
Again.
take darshan really. So it was very wonderful time. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Jai.
Hi all, my name is Chandra, and every week is an excitement or no week is an excitement because it always goes routinely, so 5 day work and 2 days at home. So
Okay. Simple is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Okay, thank you.
I'm Lakshmi. Last week, whole week, I'm thinking about. I saw the website, the Bhakti Satsang.
Mhm.
Recently, you have been posted, but last time I saw the Titanic ship thing,
Yeah.
and I saw that was really
You
nice.
watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Then why Uma Devi Mataji, why she's not posting anything, you know?
Oh.
Because
Oh, dear.
I'm also new to this and newsletters.
Okay.
Then I saw spirituality and relationship.
Mhm.
Then I was like thinking spirituality in relationship, like here or in spiritual world relationship, like where?
What are we talking about?
Yeah. Then I went and asked my dad, what do you think? Like, mom serves you, what, that kind of relationship. And I got confused. I said, okay. Then I left.
Oh, so we'll figure out, hopefully we'll figure it out today. Maybe. I think
Yeah.
this is our topic for today.
Yeah. that's
Something
what
like that. But
Video is very nice. Funny.
that is a really good
Yeah,
video.
that
Oh
was
my
really
gosh. Yeah.
I
We
think I-
actually, one of our satsangs, we watched that video. We just had a video session. We were just dying laughing. Like, it was really fun.
And also, I think that I'm coming back to Krishna consciousness again because when I'm leaving in June, I told them, yay, break for me from Krishna consciousness.
That's funny.
Then again, after I came here, I really miss. I really, searched the websites and everything. I came back and now I feel really I'm happy.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Your enthusiasm, I can see it. It's really. Thank you so much. Okay, Jay. So, summaries of individual topics, and then we discuss them. It's very informal, and we just, we ask questions, and we go through this, and try and learn. Like, we try and, when we leave today, we try and take home something out of this topic, and, hopefully some of our doubts, if we have doubts, will be clarified, and, so it's a discussion, very informal, so we can all, like, ask questions as you will, and just speak your thoughts. So for today, our topic is our relationship with the Lord. So what we can do is we'll one by one, we'll go around in a circle and read a paragraph each or something and go through it that way. And then we'll have questions later on. Okay, so I'll just start reading. It says that Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita 4.3 that he is relating the supreme secret of the knowledge about God, the living entity, and their mutual relationship to him. Because he is the devotee, because he is his devotee and his friend. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is best understood by a person who has qualities similar to Arjuna's. That is to say that he must be a devotee in a direct relationship with the Lord. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he also has a direct relationship with the Lord. That is a very elaborate subject matter, but briefly it can be stated that a devotee is in a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in one of 5 different ways. So, one may be a devotee in a passive state, also known as Shantara, or neutrality. And number 2, one may be a devotee in an active state, or Dasya, which it means servitude. And 3, one may be a devotee as a friend, Sakhya ras, or friendship. 4, one may be a devotee as a parent, Vatsalya ras, or parental affection. And 5, one may be a devotee as a conjugal lover, or Madhurya ras, conjugal love.
Arjuna was in a relationship with the Lord as friend. Of course, there is a gulf of difference between this friendship and the friendship found in the material world. This is a transcendental friendship which cannot be had by everyone. Everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord, and that relationship is evoked by the perfection of devotional service. But in the present state of our lives, not only have we forgotten the Supreme Lord, but we have forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. Every living being out of the many, many billions and trillions of living beings has a particular relationship with the Lord eternally. That is called Swarupya. By the process of devotional service, one can revive that Swarupa. And that stage is called Swarupa Siddhi, perfection of one's constitutional position. So Arjuna was a devotee and he was in touch with the Supreme Lord in friendship.
Loving reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of offering him than he does in being the giver of orders. Since he is the master, everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is infallible master of all circumstances. In the spiritual world, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna, can be perfectly reciprocate one's loving propensities in different relationships called mellows or rasas. Basically, there are 12 loving relationships, 5 of which are primary. One can love Krishna as the Supreme Unknown, as the Supreme Master, the supreme friend, the supreme child, and the supreme lover, as already described above. The devotees surcharged with the ideas of their respective service serve Krishna eternally and ultimately reach the goal of their respective ideals. They attain the real nature of the self befitting their respective rasas. Those who are advocates of Shantarasa attain the neutral roles of trees, water, flowers and serve silently in the meditation. Those who are in the Syarasa engage in varieties of services. Those in Sakyarasa treat Krishna equally just as they treat one another, and they are never afraid of him, nor do they ever beg his pardon. The cowherd boy friends sometimes ride on Krishna's shoulders. Those in Vatsalya Rasa like Mother Yashoda and Nanda shower parental affection upon Krishna by feeding, maintaining, protecting and caring. The gopis are the topmost amongst all devotees. They are in Madhurya Rasa, conjugal love with Krishna, and enjoy the most intimate relationships with Krishna.
So one question, Mataji. Here,
Yeah.
these are the five primary relationships that one can have with the Lord, right? And then there are total of 12.
Yeah.
Out of them, five are primary.
Yeah, there are like 7 others.
So 7 others. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's described in Nectar of Devotion in more detail.
Okay, so I'm continuing from here, right? Goloka Vrindavan. Okay.
Right. Oh,
Go-
wait, one second. Hi.
Hi, I'm Praveen.
Praveen, okay.
Hi to everyone. I'm new to this. This is my
Okay, no
first day.
problem. That's all good. You want to give him a
So
paper?
we're just reading a short excerpt on our relationship with the Lord. There's just one. So we are reading one by one, just little paragraph.
Okay.
By the way, he's my friend and colleague at work.
Oh, you work together. Okay,
Yeah.
that's really nice. Okay, Jeff. Okay, thanks. Okay, so your turn. You're up next.
We're reading right here, Goloka.
Okay, perfect.
Goloka Vrindavan is the highest planet in the spiritual world. Krishna enjoys various loving relationships by manifesting the 64 arts like singing, playing instruments, dancing, painting, splashing water sports, setting ornaments, solving riddles, etc. In order to go there, one has to penetrate the cover of material universe, penetrate the Brahma Jyoti effulgence, and then one reaches this supreme abode. In the Brahma Jyoti, there are also other planets called Vaikuntha planets. One has to become a pure devotee of the Lord by understanding Bhagavad Gita, like Arjuna, to be noticed by the Lord and transported to his abode.
This is the complete.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah.
This is Brahmanda.
Yeah.
This is complete Brahmanda. And then the Vaikuntha planets, you can see that Vaikuntha.
And
I'll print it out, whatever.
yeah.
Okay, so
So
wait.
where are we, Mataji?
Okay, so we're like right here. This is the material universe, and there's a spiritual world. So when it mentioned you have to penetrate the Brahm Jyoti, that's this. It's the effulgence of Krishna. Krishna's effulgence, that light around his head. So we penetrate this and we go into the spiritual world. And the place where they're referring to specifically where Krishna has all his pastimes is over here in Goloka. Goloka Vrindavan. It says it there. Yeah, it's a really intense picture, but you can read it later. Yeah. Is that what you wanted to say? Okay. I think I'll just mention that, this is our 20, which one is this?
21st.
So we've been systematically going through various topics for 21 weeks. So, if this seems like way beyond your understanding or whatever, we have had like previous topics which are, more like, we started with basic topics and we just kept going. But just ask questions, and maybe you're familiar with some of these concepts. Yeah, feel free to ask questions if anything seems really like out of the ordinary or something. But I'll just mention that. Okay, so Praveen, you're up. Can you please read the next, just for like a paragraph?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Uh, just when you heat sugar with water, it becomes more viscous, and gradually it becomes more and more thicker, and eventually candy, and then rock candy. Similarly, in dealings between Lord and the devotee, there are different platforms of loving exchange. According to the Upanishads, all living entities are dependent on the supreme living entity, the personality of Godhead. As it is said, Katha UP 2.2.13, Nityo Nityanam Setanas Setananam Yako Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kamal. Sorry if I.
No, that was pretty good.
Okay. One eternal living entity supports all the other eternal living entities, because the supreme personality of Godhead maintains all the other living entities. They remain surrounded to the Lord, even when joined with Him in the reciprocation of loving affairs. Want me to continue or?
The Vrindavana pastimes demonstrated that although generally people worship God with reverence, the Lord is more pleased when a devotee thinks of Him as his pet son, personal friend, or most dear fiancé, and renders service unto Him with such natural affection. The Lord becomes a subordinate object of love in such transcendental relationships.
In course of exchanging transcendental love of the highest purity, sometimes the subordinate devotee tries to predominate over the predominator. One who lovingly engages with the Supreme Lord as if he were his mother or father sometimes supersedes the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like Mother Yashoda ties up Krishna. When like we have the Damodar pastime, right? She ties up Krishna, so she's trying to
It's kind of like she's superseding.
superseding the.
Are you tying the personality of God in? Like,
Similarly, his fiancé or lover sometimes supersedes the position of the Lord. But such attempts are exhibitions of the highest love. Only out of pure love does the subordinate lover of the Supreme Personality of Godhead chide him. The Lord enjoys this chiding, takes it very nicely. The exhibition of natural love makes such activities very enjoyable. In worship of the Supreme Lord with veneration, there is no manifestation of such natural love, because the devotees consider the Lord his superior. Like initially it starts with this awe and reverence. Slowly it becomes the natural state. Once first initially when you are driving, you are so conscious. Who is coming, what is going on, how to change line. To change line, you are scared to death. And once you do it, then it becomes natural. So from awe and reverence, once we follow the process, then we can come with that natural love. It takes time.
That's nice. Okay, very good. So we will go through these just 5 set of questions they have here. So in the first part, which is called the discovery, it's pretty simple. The answer can be found in what we just read. So question 1 asks, what are the 5 primary rasas? And you can explain each one simply. So,
Like,
okay, you put your hands. We're like in school. Anyone can share.
Praveen knows some of them.
All 5, right?
yeah.
So just in names with explanation.
You can explain, or someone else can explain. Whatever you can give, whatever you want.
One may be a devotee in a passive state, that is a Shanta Rasa, neutrality. One may be a devotee in an active state, Dasya Rasa, servitude. One may be a devotee as a friend, Sakhya Rasa, friendship. One may be a devotee as a parent, Vatsalya Rasa, parental affection. One may be a devotee as a conjugal lover, madhurya rasa, conjugal love.
Yep.
These are the 5.
Yeah. Does anyone want to
Examples?
Yeah, you want to give an example of each one, or maybe you can find examples.
Madhurya Rasa is the Radharani, right?
And the gopis. Yeah.
Gopis. And Vatsalya is Yashoda and Devaki. And Sakhya is the Arjun. And I don't know about the Dasya and Shanta.
Anyone Dasya? Dasya Ras. Anyone like who had a relationship of friendship with the Lord?
Not friendship.
Not
Dasya.
Dasya.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dasya is
Yeah,
servitude.
servitude. As a servant.
More like a Hanuman.
Yeah.
Hanuman was
Yeah.
last year.
No, in the pastime of Krishna.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Yeah. Bhagavan and Krishna.
And what is the example for passive? Passive.
Flowers.
Oh, right.
You have something specific?
No, the same thing. I was thinking about the stones in Vrindavan. When Krishna walks on them, they become soft so that they don't hurt him. So that way they are in Shanta,
They are
right?
expressing their.
Yeah. It's not active, but still they are serving in some way.
When this first time I was thinking, what are the examples of that?
Of Shanta?
Shanta Rash. Then
Oh.
it came here.
Oh, and it told you. That's nice.
So, do they actually follow a hierarchy in these rasas, or is it just generic? So you can see.
Yeah, it is explained that, Madhurya Rasa is the topmost rasa. It is actually in this order it goes. But, there's no, what's the word? There's no, we may say Madhurya Rasa is the highest, but if you're in Vatsalya Rasa, it's not that you lack anything. That's your natural that's your natural relationship with the Lord. We all have a relationship with the Lord. We all have an eternal relationship with the Lord. And, we can't make it up. It's what it is. And it's not to say that one person, if they're in Vatsalya Ras and one is in Madhurya Ras, one is better than the other. It's a natural thing. But anyway, there's actually some really technical explanations. I heard a class on it. It's super technical. I probably can't even repeat the reason why they say that Madhurya is. But there is a rasa, a taste, that there is just more taste in it. Yeah, they're made up, it's cumulative. They're made up from Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and up to Madhurya. They're made up of more tastes. It's just adding an extra taste to it.
But I think it changes according to the, no, or it doesn't.
Not really.
Sure.
Our relationship
What is the meaning of advancement then?
is to find the relationship.
Find the relationship.
So once we have some relationship either, Sakhya, Dasya, it's fixed, that's it. Like next birth, if we advance, we don't go to Madhurya.
No, actually, if we discover our relationship with the Lord, we won't even be here anymore. So actually, the ultimate is to figure out our relationship. So, and one devotee, he asked, is like, well, what if we aspire to be in a relationship that we're not actually in? Like, what if we say, oh, I must have my... Oh,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right. Thank you. So if we have if we want to have a relationship of friendship with the Lord, but actually our eternal relationship is that of a parental relationship, then it's okay. Over time we will discover that. Yeah, it's actually very complex. But
in parental relationship also, there will be a lot of stages that we can progress.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And Prabhupada gives this analogy, right, of the sugar candy. If you start boiling sugar and water, initially it's just a watery liquid. Then if you keep boiling more, it becomes viscous, and then it becomes candy, and then rock candy. So, in a sense, it's the same thing, but the rock candy is the most concentrated. The same way, Is that an explanation he gives of the different
Yeah, I
rasa?
think it's on the second page. I don't know.
It's just more condensed. It's like the sugar and candy in everything more condensed. It's more tasty like that.
Yeah, one good thing with this topic is this comes, now we just went through introduction part, right? Now whenever we hear other things, it will keep building a lot on this topic.
Yeah, if this is the first time you're hearing about this,
Yeah.
there's the next time you hear, you'll have more questions. So
You feel
anyway,
more-
this is a base. Yeah.
It will fill more puzzles and then it will connect us slowly. But just to say that everybody has a relationship with the Lord, which is very important, and then each relationship, as Mataji said, has equal importance. Because the Lord enjoys all these relationships, and not that He enjoys one.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. It's the paper technique. We're actually on the question part on the next page. We're on question. Is everyone satisfied with question 1 of the discovery? You good? Questions? Shikar? Anything? You got it? Rohan? You got it? Now you know? Can you name the 5? Without looking?
Don't
No, I'm kidding.
Both of you, teamwork. Don't look.
Okay, fine. Okay, the first one.
Don't look.
No, cheater! Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
You don't have to go in order. Just anyone you remember. 1. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rohan's turn now.
Can you remember any one of them? You don't have to say the Sanskrit word if you don't know. You can say the English
You can
word.
say the English.
Now Shrika will be here.
Yeah, you got it.
Haribol.
See? Yeah, yes, very good. There are 2
Haribol.
more.
Shrika will be here.
Hare Krishna.
There are 2 more. Which one? Okay, that's the first one, neutral, yes. And there's 1 more.
Forgetting the most important.
Important. Now what both of you are? What is?
What are you together between each other? What's your relationship? Huh? Yeah!
Oh.
Okay, you got it. So those are the 5. Okay, very good. Okay, so we go to question 2 of the. Oh, do you have an extra sheet?
Yeah, yeah.
We do, right? For Everett.
Yeah, I have a question. Like
Yeah.
we said, so the goal of our life is to kind of identify what our relationship is, or where we fall into these 5 different rasas, or maybe others, right? So what is the process? Is it like how would we identify that this is our relationship with the
That's in the next question.
Oh, it is? What is Surupa? How come your Bible is Surupa? Okay, there you go. Thanks, I didn't know. Okay, maybe we'll get there. But if you want to know the technical, there it is described very nicely in Nectar of Devotion. It explains that, this whole process of Bhakti Yoga will lead you to this goal. And it starts with, first you associate with some devotees, you associate with people who know about Bhakti Yoga, and then you progress by, you serve, you find some service, you do some service, and then you aspire to find a spiritual master, and then you, what is it, Nishta, then there's Nishta, then there's Shraddha, I'm sorry, I don't know them all, but it is there is a textbook answer for your question. But yeah, I guess the next question will help us discover that. Okay, so question 2, what is Swarupa, and how can we revive our Swarupa? Okay, so this answer is also in the text, but we can try and understand. Yeah, anybody can answer.
In short, it's rendering service. Sorry, I'm not supposed to put names.
No, fine.
By rendering service, or the beginning of devotional service, starting from chanting and then advancing from there.
Yeah, I think that answers how to revive our Swarupa. But what does Swarup mean?
Sarup is the relationship with the Lord.
Okay, yeah. So maybe not wanting to answer, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it doesn't matter.
You can take that back.
I didn't answer it fully, so you can add on.
Well,
It's very brief.
Yes.
She said it's our constitutional position as servants of Krishna.
Okay. Yep. Right. And then how do we revive it? You mentioned something. Anyone else want to add? How do we revive this sarup?
Process of devotional service.
Mm-hmm.
In principle, I mean, the process itself is a process.
Okay, fine. We're taking it like, okay. Yeah. Anyone else want to add something?
Yeah, in Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter is completely about devotional service. So Lord Krishna gives a lot more details about devotional service, and he gives the path that he doesn't give, no, this is the solution. He doesn't give that. He gives, people may be in different positions. So he gives, if you do this, if you can't do this, do this. If you can't do this, do this. If you can't do this, do this. So he gives us that path. So we can see where we fall and then take that path and make progress.
Okay.
But in general, there are like two parts, right? The initial part is a regulated process where it's just like Prabhuji was saying about you're too scared to drive, but you have to follow the rules of beginners, that you have to keep attention all the time.
And then
the
later
same,
on you don't have to follow this.
but it becomes natural. So initially we follow out of duty, and then because our Guru has instructed and we know this process has worked for many people, so we have that faith and we keep associating and we follow the process in a regulated fashion, and later becomes very natural, right? It's spontaneous. So the later part is called spontaneous devotional
And what's the
service.
first one called again?
Regulated devotional service, sadhana bhakti.
Sadhana.
Another word for it, right?
And then the later one is raganuga, right?
Raganuga. Oh, I thought the first one was anyway. Yep, you're right.
Vaidhi bhakti, no? Is
Huh?
it Vaidhi or sadhana bhakti?
Vaidhi Bhakti, I think.
Vaidhi, okay.
So study my chapter again.
Mataji might know.
You all know better.
You are already on raganuga, so we are still here.
Spontaneous. Yeah, no,
I
this
can
is
only
good.
share my experience of life. I was serving the lordships there, so I just really miss that. That I sometimes wonder, what are the lordships eating? What are they doing? So as when we were discussing the relationship, so slowly that builds up, the relationship. You get to really caring. It's like when we care about our children. When the child is there with you, you share. So it's when the Lord is there, you are serving the Lord every day. Slowly it starts happening, and it's our consciousness changes a lot. When I started, I know where I was, and now after that, almost 20 years, so I know that it has changed. I can feel it myself. So it is really, what's written is truth, what they have, and I'm sure everyone else is experiencing wherever they are, and everyone can share their experience, not just theirs. So really Mata is experiencing, but with age and with the practice, really it changes a lot. And sometimes we miss the Lord so much, and it's really difficult to put it in the words also. And then slowly you start talking to the Lord. And sometimes we see people not talking too much also. That means they're still busy, Sometimes we misunderstand that. that, okay, this person is not talking, but we don't realize that they are maybe highly elevated. So these things do happen. That's what I can share. I'm not very educated with according to the wordings,
The technical and
the technical words and all, because
But you're proof of the, like, I mean, we know the technical and you've experienced it, so you're like the example. We can give like, you're saying that, you know, you saw how the stages went.
yeah, so my request is only just to start and let's go for it. It's sometimes, once somebody mentioned to me that they find it difficult, or how should they go for it. It's like, so I give them the example, just think that when you have children, how you love your children. Just follow the same rules, how you will look after them. And that's the good news.
That's nice.
Thank
Okay.
you so much for hearing me.
So, the second question answered for everyone.
Yeah.
What it is, Sarupa is our relationship, our eternal relationship, and how we can revive it through this process of devotional service. There are different stages, and the first stage, I guess we're all doing it now, is just associating with people who are interested in, you know, this process, and then we continue our next stages. When we spoke regulations, first we have regulated practice, and then that eventually turns into more spontaneous. And we've heard some examples.
So what's the transition between
Regulation and spontaneous service. So, you know, everyone is different. For sure, the transition will be different for everyone. You know, it might take really long for one and really like not long for another, or, you know, depending where we are. But I think when a person transitions, and I can't speak from experience, but when a person transitions, you'll know the transitioning. Like, you'll just know. But I can tell you one thing I know for sure is that when you see a person who is in spontaneous service, you won't know about it. Because even a person who has gone to the level of being in spontaneous service, they are still practicing with regulation. Because the principle is to always, acharya, right? You always teach by example. Even if you are very advanced, you will still follow the regulation, the rules in the beginning. You don't just, it's not like, you don't just give up your regulated practices. So, and it's a very personal thing actually to go into, to become spontaneous, to be able to get to the stage of Raganuga Bhakti. So, but I'm not really sure what, oh well, I mean if you're asking what gets you there, then it's the Vaidehi Bhakti, obviously, right?
Yeah.
To get to Raganuga stage, you have to do your Vaidehi Bhakti, the regulated practice. Yeah, good, maybe. Okay. Hi, thank you for coming. What's your name?
Anusha.
Anusha, okay. Oh, do we have another paper for Anusha? Okay. We're just going through this, it's an interesting topic we have today. So we're actually on we've gone through the first and second page, and we're going through some questions on the second page. Okay, so we'll move to the understanding part, which says, the first question, question 3, is explain the nature of loving relationship between Krishna and his devotees. Okay. So you can go find the answer, or if you know something.
One thing I know is it's very transcendental.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's true.
The simplest thing I can say.
Yeah.
What is transcendental? Maybe we can elaborate. Maybe many people don't know what is transcendental.
Okay, you can tell us. You want to tell us? What does it mean to be? What does transcendental mean?
So Prabhupada gives one example here that Arjuna was in a relationship with Krishna as a friend, and this friendship is not something we see in this world. Where I scratch your back, you scratch my back, and so long as we scratch each other's back, we are friends. It's more of business. Inherently, it's like business oriented, but even here, so he mentions in the next paragraph that even though the Lord is the supreme Lord, but when he sees that a pure devotee is giving him an order, he takes pleasure. He is not like puffed up, that, oh, why is he ordering me? And he derives pleasure in serving his devotee, and the devotee always derives pleasure in serving the Lord. So it's very transcendental. There is no, what should I say? It's transcendental in that sense, yeah. Maybe you can add on more, someone.
Transcendental means, I think, in my thinking, which is first thing, it's not material, which is eternal, which in other words could be Satchitananda, where you have eternal knowledge and bliss. That is, the transcendental path puts him into the kind of realization.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I think
Whereas in the material world, we know that even we have all the three elements, but it's all very temporary. Obviously, it's not Sat because it's so temporary and it's not eternal.
Yeah, the transcendental means beyond the material. There are three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And when we can get beyond these modes, meaning beyond material. So the relationship is transcendental. So we shouldn't think of it as a material. Like if it's friendship, it's not how we know friendship in this material world. If it's like parental, it's not really how we know it. It's transcendental.
So how do you distinguish material and spiritual? What is the distinguishing factor, especially in relationships?
Well, I can say that in regards to relationships, when God is the center of any relationship, then that relationship is more spiritual than it is material. As you gave the example, right? Material is like doing business. It's like, I want this from you and I'll give this to you in return. So that's like more materialistic level. And transcendental is when there's no conditions in the relationship. And it's unconditional. I think the word is used.
Is a mother's love toward the children transcendental?
Well, Radhanath Maharaj says that is the mother's love.
Almost very close.
Yeah, it's in this world, that love that the mother shows for the child is the closest to being unconditional. The closest to being unconditional.
Not fathers, definitely not. Fathers are always...
Yeah, he gives this example, so I can just speak what he has said. But yeah, you're right. That's a nice example. So, you good? Okay. So, I think we answered. Oh no, we didn't even start answering. We just answered one. Explain what is the nature. So actually, I think this on the first page, I think this whole second paragraph under loving reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees sort of answers this question 3 that we have. And so it says that it's sweet, it's transcendental. Was someone going to say something? I don't know, sorry. Okay. But in regards to one question that came earlier about the hierarchy of these relationships, it says here that Krishna can perfectly reciprocate one's loving propensities in different relationships called mellows or rasas. So you see, there are 12 loving relationships, 5 of which are primary. But we see here how it says that Krishna reciprocates with any of these 5, So in that way, we need not distinguish between. And they give examples. Okay.
So what is it that distinguishes Goloka Vrindavan from the other Vaikuntha planets?
Actually, Vaikuntha, the relationship in Vaikuntha is you cannot have. I think it's more of awe and reverence. You don't actually get to Madhurya Ras in Vaikuntha. You cannot. So in Vaikuntha, the Lord is served as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not as son or friend or, son, child, anything like that. So that's the difference. Vaikuntha is, you haven't reached that level. Yeah, like you can see in the picture, the Vaikuntha planets.
So there is actually advancement, which I was asking, like in the different rasas.
I think
does advance.
Yeah, these rasas, you don't experience them in Vaikuntha. You experience them in Goloka when you go up.
I think Mataji is asking, from awe and reverence, can you go to one of these 5 names?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was confused. I thought okay, yes. I'm sorry.
So it says over there as Aishwarya Dhama as Vaikuntha, and then the Goloka Vrindavan as Madhurya Dhama.
Yep.
So the name itself kind of conveys that Aishwarya Dham is more like,
What does Aishwarya mean? Opulence.
Yeah, opulence.
It means opulence.
So you'll see all the, like God with the full opulences, all his opulences right there in Vaikuntha.
Yeah, in Vaikuntha planets, there are various planets.
Ayvamshi.
Okay. And what I heard in one of this is that it's different, as you're explaining, Aishwarya and different rasas are there, and that's what one experiences there. But it's not any of these 5 like rasas with Krishna, which we experience in Vrindavan. To the same class where he's teaching, but his relationship would be different.
Good. And eventually candy and then rock candy. Similarly, in dealing between Lord and devotee, there are different platforms of love exchange. I think it's because like the sugar it becomes more and more melted. So I think the devotees, the Vrajvasis are getting more and more melted in the Lord's service.
That's a nice example. That's really good. Yeah, why not? Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's become more concentrating. So basically the relationship is very concentrated, right? It becomes like rock candy. So it's good. Okay, I think that answers, so it's compared to rock candy, I guess? Is that the right answer? I don't know. Is there another answer somewhere in here?
And other thing it mentioned is, when the highest love develops, it is actually covers, like he is a supreme person. Something you can chastise the Lord, he accepts it because you are doing out of pure love.
Oh, okay, so it covers the awe and reverence.
Yeah, awe and reverence aspect. Yeah. And the supreme person, like a mother chastising president or prime minister also.
Yeah, because if Yashodamai wasn't covered with this knowledge that, if this knowledge that her son is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if it wasn't covered, she would never tie him with a rope or run after him with a stick, right? It would definitely not happen. You're not going to do that to that Lord. So yeah, that's right.
Even when she was seeing the universe in Krishna's mouth, she was thinking maybe the demigods are putting some illusion on Krishna. Or something like that.
Yeah, so many nice
but
examples.
the Lord himself removed her thinking later that so that she doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, Jai. All right, our last question is, okay, so this part of the question is like application, so we probably won't find, the answer directly in the text, but it's kind of our understanding that we built over this session, and you can give your insight. So the question asks, how can we cultivate the mood of Rajvasis in this modern day and age of Kali Yuga? That's hard. Okay, so different ways. How can we cultivate this mood?
Of our life. Like Rajvasis, even when they were like the friends and so on, Krishna was the center from them. Even when Krishna was not available for a few seconds, they used to feel very sad, and they always wanted to be with Krishna, play with Krishna, and so on. So, in our own way, we should try to make Krishna the center of our activities.
Yeah. So, Devamati, you going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say that the mood of the gopis is selfless love for Krishna.
Tell in everybody. And almost I was down, and from my childhood my dad do Gayatri mantra, and I always chant Gayatri. At that last moment I was like doing Gayatri, that's it, because I know I can't come out.
Wow.
So one guy, he pulled my neck and I came. So that's, we have to, this also like that, we have to forcefully or however we have to think of Krishna. Then finally at the end we will.
This is a very nice example. It's because your father used to chant all the time. And that's why, so all your life you had this with you. And that's why at the end, that's really what you remembered. My gosh, that's amazing. She remembered the right thing. Oh my gosh. You should be really grateful to your father. It's so nice.
It's not difficult. If you see, you didn't do any strenuous effort. Because
It came
your father
naturally.
did naturally. So that's what.
So that's why I think what is being done today is really good. That's also the answer, maybe the part of the answer.
Yeah, if we continually try and do the regulated practices, then when the time comes, we won't have to, or it'll naturally come and we'll remember the law. Yeah, that's a really nice story, Mataji. Thank you so much, Krishna. I'm glad I asked you. I wasn't going to ask. I'm like, let me pick on Lakshmi Mata. That's good.
Other thing I think is that, like, there are some special days, like today is Ekadashi. If you see, traditionally it's going on and on for ages. Our parents followed, their parents followed Ekadashi. So on these days you can do something. This is like a sale day. I was hearing some class or something. This is sale day, like Lord gives mercy easily.
Oh, okay.
Right? So on these days, if we can do little extra, then we get lot more. So today actually is auspicious also. So we can chant one round after we are done.
Oh yeah, we should do that. That's good. All right, we'll say it together in unison. You'll understand how it goes. Okay, so everyone can repeat. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu Nityananda.
Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita.
Shri Advaita.
Gadadhar.
Gadadhar.
Shrivasadi.
Shrivasadi.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.